No, good afternoon, everybody. We said good morning. It's well past the morning now. So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nathan Clark from Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And today I have Ray Lyons in with us. And today I want to bring Ray back on because I got a lot of questions from people that are watching the show here. And they were really impressed with, Ray, what you did. So before I kind of segue into that, Ray, I'll kind of give my introduction to you. So you came to me about 9 months ago, about February, right? Last year. You were doing some real estate before, and you started in January, February this year. We had this thing called COVID break. I don't know if you heard about that.
Right, yeah.
So
briefly about that.
So you went from doing about 2 transactions a year to right now in 9 months, you are at how many transactions? It's October.
Right, well, yeah, so 7 months, not to correct you, but yeah, I've done 25.
I think that's 25.
Correct. 25 properties on a contract.
I'm going to do some math
in
here.
7 months.
25 transactions. Put my calculator here. I don't know if I got a bigger calculator. That's like a 1,250% increase in business.
Been crazy.
So you had to do something different, and that's where I want to kind of put it off to you. You tell me, Ray, what did you do that's so different out there that's really taken off for you that you've had the best success with?
You know what? It really comes down to first the training. So, we started as a group of 4 here. We came in, and one of my colleagues named us the Wookies, and we've had a ball. But the first 3 months, we worked directly with you on a weekly basis, going through training that really put us in the position to be successful. And I think that's, for me, the biggest difference between where I was and where I am now. Is that not only just your hands-on training weekly with all of us. I mean, I'm not sure if people really think that, Nathan's just up in the sky somewhere. He's actually here, and he's actually working with us all the time. But your training and then just the team atmosphere here, we've got some incredible veteran agents that have, plenty of years experience. And so it really keeps everybody's learning curve to a minimum. So that's been the best thing for me is that, we've got so many people with their hands in the pie to make sure that the transactions move smoothly and everything works just in a timely manner.
Cool. And you said really 2 things that I heard too. So Wookiees, people watching this have no clue what a Wookie is. And I kind of forget where that term came out from, but where did the term Wookie come from?
I think it was Star Wars, something with Star Wars. That was Aaron that did that. So.
Yeah, so something about the Wookiees. So Aaron came up with Wookiees? Was that okay? All right. Yeah. So you guys were rookies, but we said Wookiees instead of Wookiees, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not derogatory. Nobody wants to be called a rookie, right?
Right.
Well, you're well past rookie, right? So just as viewers watching this, like the average agent, 74% of agents sell less than 3 or 4 houses a year. In fact, 50-something% of agents sell 0 houses per year. 74% sell 0 to 4. So that whole pile right there, that's big. And you sold now, it's October 25 houses already. Amazing.
Yeah, it's been incredible. I never really thought about the difference between part-time agents because I know,
But you were doing it full-time.
The year before I did it part-time,
yep.
But still I was trying to actively do it full-time, but it was part-time because I wasn't getting the business, which is also the difference here because we're provided the leads. But this is just, I've immersed myself and, to me, how do you learn this business? By going through it over and over again. And it's just the confidence level that I have and just the jobs that I've done for people. And I mean, I have just incredible comments from all my clients that I've worked with. I mean, I've changed their lives. I have people that have cried, when I've called on the phone. Those are the best phone calls.
It's the best to make your clients cry.
Yeah. In a good way.
I will definitely attest to that. We have gotten great responses. We heavily survey our clients, because our mission here is to build quality lives. Right. So as we're building quality lives, we want to make sure that everybody's doing their job. And sometimes it's not that someone intentionally, nobody wakes up and says, hey, how can I do a bad job at work today? Most people don't do that, right? But sometimes you get overwhelmed. Life creeps in, throws some dirt on your back, and you get things going on. So we always survey our clients throughout the transaction to see how things going, how they doing finding a house, for example. And then after the closing, to stay in touch with them, make sure that they're still happy with everything they have there. And we get rave reviews back from you, Ray. I know you had one recently. It was a tough one when you talk about that one.
Yeah, we did. This was an older couple, and they were fantastic. And they just were technology challenged and everything else. So, as far as sending them forms and having them fill them out online, that just wasn't possible. Yeah. So, they were actually living in an extended stay hotel until they actually got this purchase. So, I was running back and forth to the hotel, bringing them documents for them to hand sign, then scanning them back into my computer, setting up their homeowners insurance, getting their movers ready. They didn't know how to open their movers document coming from Maryland.
Yeah.
And so it was just about that second mile service that we talk about all the time here, you know.
And so you were going there and getting things signed and.
Oh yeah. It was just, but they couldn't have been. They still text me. Hey, we just want to let you know we still thank you. We love our place. Yeah. Let's grab breakfast sometime. I mean, just great.
You come from business though. Before this, you came from business. Yeah, I didn't know. But, I mean, you and your wife own a business.
Right.
You were a gymnastic coach.
Yes.
Did you do gymnastics also?
I did.
Did you compete?
Well, when I was young, it was probably just around the high school age. There was someone that told me a saying that I really took to heart and they said, those that can't do, coach. And that was from a coach that was working with me.
You did it.
I did, but I wasn't very good. Yeah. So I took that I took that saying to heart. So I became a coach.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have done it, at a high level.
Teachers and coaches hate that saying.
So, but no, it was great. I coached Louisiana State University. I was the assistant coach for the women's gymnastics team. And
it's pretty competitive, I imagine, down there.
It is. Yeah. It is. And it's a great sport. It's just for physical development and everything. I mean, it's, one of the best sports there is, I think, as far as, keeping in shape.
You may not know it, but I'm also into gymnastics.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't.
Yeah, no. What do they call that? The quarter horse?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I think
no, gymnastics, I'm not very good on my feet, I guess, with spinning and lifting and stuff like that. But you got to be in good shape to do that stuff.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, they work so hard. I mean, one thing when I was at LSU, the time management of all good athletes, they just know how to bide their time. They're still incredible students. Most good athletes are A students, and they learn how to manage their time well. And so, I think it's good good with everything. Selling 25 homes in 7 months like I have, you have to manage your time.
All right, so let's talk about that. What have you learned from owning businesses, being a coach? First of all, let's kind of don't be afraid to brag a little bit here about yourself. You are at a good level of coaching. You're pretty well known in the gymnastic coaching or gymnastic world. For what you did.
Yeah, I mean, and I was a nationally rated gymnastics official too, so I used to officiate all over the country. But the thing is, I think it comes down to that. This was a crash course as soon as I got here, which was all the training and everything, but it still was a little bit of a different field from the gymnastics, but it's still, I still had to work at, being completely organized, having checkups and follow-ups on myself. I have alerts in my phone and everything because you've got to just stay on top of it. There's deadlines and things you have to meet. And it's important and imperative to keep your clients' nerves and attitude about the whole transaction positive. They don't need to know the ups and downs. They just need to know things are moving smoothly and great. And so it was a good learning curve, but my past experiences really helped with that.
Yeah, and so were there some things you could think of in the gymnastic world or gymnastic coaching or the business aspect before this that you've learned that you brought into real estate?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, and, we watch Grant Cardone, one of the things that we do, I totally agree with what he says when you agree with people, I mean, to be a people person, you work with people and people like to work with people that they, have things in common with. And I think that we call it a Oreo cookie. That's what we used to always use. And so that saying is that you always start with a positive comment. That's the outside. The inside of the Oreo is where you might, give a critique or whatever, and then you finish always with a positive comment. And it always just makes people feel fine. So I take that approach in everything, whether it be a form or a document or anything that we need, even from a client, or something that might not be, it might be a small delay. We'd still talk about how great the process is moving, but we've got a little bump in the road for a couple days. It isn't going to affect the final thing, and still finish with something positive.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. That's great. And now, someone that's out there, maybe if you could rewind things 12, 18 months ago before me and you met. And I remember when we first met. I remember we were at the meeting, and I was like, that guy's going to be good right there. And like, really? He's been doing this for about a year. I was like, he'll be good. And it was what I would say. And I see this because we love hiring athletes and business owners and people in the services because, first of all, they do great with teams. Right? They know how to work with a team. They understand it's not me. They understand it's a team, you know,
Right.
and as you know, that's where the strength comes from. Me players, you know that they kill locker rooms.
Yeah.
They kill culture, right? So we don't look for those people on the team, but they like to win, right? We like to win.
Yeah.
And if you can put yourself together in a team of people that all like to win, you're unstoppable.
Yeah, and positive people.
Oh, yeah.
That all. I mean,
Yep.
that's what's crazy. It's great about this place because the other thing is that as a coach, you appreciate and just are thankful for coachable people.
Mm.
And I think that's one thing that I've really tried to really make sure that I am. I always feel like I'm a sponge. There's never a time when I don't feel like I can learn, and so I feel like I'm a very coachable person and took everything that you brought us through the first 3 months when we were here and everything. And I just try to learn every day from people that know more than I do so that I can become as smart as they are. I mean, and that's where
Success leaves clues.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not luck.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things I'm looking at. Nobody, even friends that joke with me and they go, 25. Yeah, you're lucky. And I was like, I don't think there's a whole lot of luck involved, but I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean, you work hard. You don't get where you are without working hard.
Luck is when opportunity and preparation meet, right? So you prepared, an opportunity came, and you were ready for it.
Right.
So, but to the outside world, it's luck.
Right.
Right. So it's always the other. When someone loses or wins, it's luck. When someone is successful, they're just lucky. Because it's just easy to write it off as luck, right? It's not. That person worked their tail off to get where they are. For you to sell 25 houses, you worked your tail off. You sacrificed, right? But the other thing I see, too, about everyone on the team, but, our top leaders and our top salespeople and yourself, right, is looking for the people is like how much they're going to, let's just put it, drink the Kool-Aid, I guess is what a lot of people say, right? How much are they going to lean on the system, believe on the system where, we all see people come in and they nibble around the edges and they do okay. But the people that go, okay, I'm going to immerse myself in this, I'm going to do it, I'm all in, those people are successful. And that's not just in this company, but that's in everything you do in life.
It is.
There's nothing you can do halfway.
I still remember when I met with Jamie during the interview process, and she said, I said to her that I'm coachable. I said, I just want to learn. I said, I always believe that if someone knows the right way and tells it to me, I'm going to follow it. And she was like, that's exactly what we want here, and I feel like that's what I've done. And in my not previous business, but business that's on hold
previous
right now,
life.
Tumblebus, that was on hold right now, when I went down for that franchise, the woman who's sold 350 Tumblebuses all over the country and has an incredibly successful business said, those people that come here and learn from me and do what I tell them are going to be successful.
Right.
And that's what I came home and did 20 years ago, which is why we trained 1,000 preschool kids a month for 18 years on Tumblebus and are just taking a small COVID break right now. But, it's learn from the people that know and, replicate it.
So why do you think people are I don't want to use the word afraid, but I will. That's what I think of. But I think back of things that I've done in life, and I'm definitely one of those people that just go all in. I'm like, all right, if you tell me this is, obviously I'm not going on blind faith, but, you've done it. Okay, I'll copy what you do. Why do you think some people just don't do that? Like they just think that other people are gullible, or why don't they take that leap?
Yeah, I don't know. And I also feel like it could be a little bit to do with ego.
Yeah.
I don't know, because a little bit off the stuff, but just even when I watch Shark Tank, as a entrepreneur and as someone that just loves to see all these new ideas, or The Profit, I look at those entrepreneurs that are walking into people that are clearly super successful. That's why you're going to them. And they're headbutting them on suggestions and on things. And I just, I understand the pride of business ownership, but I also understand that when someone that comes in with the knowledge and experience that the Sharks have or that Marcus Lemonis has, on The Profit, God, it seems like you would just, just absorb that whole moment and take them on, and so I don't know. I feel like ego might be a part of it. And I don't know.
Yeah, I always wanted that, and I think you nailed the nail on the head for what happens. I think people's pride just gets in the way of wanting to be able to accept it, right? So we get so prideful, or our ego is so big, is that doesn't work, or I'll never do that, or whatever preconception that we have. Like if you go into something, you'd be like, well, this isn't going to work. Okay, well then it's not going to work, right? You know, obviously you already made up your mind.
Right.
You know, they say the battle's won before the first shot's even fired. So, you know, I definitely agree with that. But we see those commonalities on our successful team members. Is the members that go all in, you know, and they're all in, and hey, let's learn, let's go, let's learn from the people around us, and they just like you, rocket ship, you know, just straight up, let's go. 25 houses since October is an amazing story.
And I mean, I still expect to finish. So, you know, have houses under contract up to December 31st. I could even hit over 30. I mean, I'm still, you know, another 7 or 8 in the hopper.
I mean, it's not a common. I mean, our average agent after their first year is selling 30 houses a year, right? But, you know, you have somebody selling 20, 25, you know, but that's usually after about 12 months it takes to get into the swing of things. You really took off very quickly. And so having a lot of your Wookie friends out there.
Yeah, it's been great. Even with them, I mean, even though we're a team, we have kind of, you know, kind of stuck together as well because we push each other, you know. I mean, I'm also competitive. So, I mean, as much as I, you know, like to do what I'm doing, I also like to know who else is doing, and I still want to, you know,
I get you.
Kind of raise the bar.
Yes, yeah, and that's what's great about competition. You know, there's been people for a while that while we were dominating the real estate field, there was nobody really playing with us, like no one close to us. And for 10 years, you know, we dominated real estate in Rhode Island, like the number one team by far, like beating our opponents by twice as much as what they're doing, which is cool. But you sit there and go, that's, you know, for me, it's not about the number of houses as much as it's about this is what the goal is, or even the income. It's more about, you know, just being the best in the field. Right. And so we've had a competitor come up, and I love it, you know, because it's all right. Now we got somebody to play with. You know, when you're just playing with, you know, someone that's, you know, if you're varsity and you're playing with a freshman or a JV, are you going to get better or worse? But if someone comes up and goes, ooh, and we got somebody to play with now.
Yeah,
you know, it's great. Competition is the best.
Always seen in college football and college basketball. You know, when they play the best teams, they always play better, and then they lose to a, you know, team that's not as good sometimes because they just didn't have their guard up.
Right,
you know?
and it allows things to get better here, and be able to go from there. Let's talk about maybe some of the things that you thought before. I don't know. You've been doing it you've been looking at real estate, but you've been licensed for 2 years now, basically, right? You were doing it for a year before you came to us. We were lucky enough to have you come on. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. What stopped you from contacting us early? Was there any preconceptions that you might have had, have heard, or thought?
No, there really wasn't. When I took the real estate course, the person that was giving the course, I thought was fantastic, and I, you know, marveled at his knowledge. And, you know, they ended up being a broker in that as well. So even though I looked around and I had friends that had been in the industry that said, you know, definitely check around to a few different places, I wasn't impressed or attracted to any of the other places that I looked. And I kind of felt like I already had some sort of a bond with this broker. So I just went back to them and said, you know, if you'll have me, I'd rather just, you know, be with you. I already know you. So.
Awesome. And what was something that, you know, you made that leap getting into real estate. So maybe someone watching this video right now, maybe they're not into real estate, but they've always wanted to do it. Or maybe they're at another real estate company and, you know, they're like, yeah, man, I'm competitive. I want to hang out with, you know, knowledgeable, competitive people that, you know, just want to do this. I believe in building quality lives, all this stuff, but, you know, I'm just afraid to make that leap. Or what would you tell them?
Yeah, I mean, he who hesitates, you know, and that was me. It was my wife's, one of her best friends that became a realtor in Louisiana, you know, maybe 6-7 years ago now, that she came up and surprised my wife for her birthday a couple of years ago, just before, you know, I became licensed. And we just talked, and she was like, you have to do this. You are perfect personality. You know, you love real estate anyway. And so she really talked me into taking the course. And, you know, I asked her who she kind of listens to and whatever. And I just started kind of engrossing myself into the real estate industry, and then getting the course and just haven't looked back since. So I think people are either afraid to make a change. You know, that's not always the easiest thing for people to do. And I don't know that they know. And like you said, I don't know if there's misconceptions about Nathan Clark and this team. If there are, I mean, I'm here to, you know, help with anybody that has a question. That's for sure. I mean, this is a completely positive team. We all work together to build quality lives, including our own, our vendors, everybody that we work with. And so if you're one of those agents that's, you know, stuck in selling 0 to 4 homes a year, I mean, definitely come check it out because it has completely changed my life.
Yeah. Imagine if you were selling 10 houses and you were able to increase by 1,250%. That'd be 125 sales.
Crazy.
Yeah. No, it's been a blessing to have you on here. We're happy to have you as part of the team. You're doing phenomenal. I thought you were going to bring you a Wookie award when you came on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You've been carrying that around everywhere you go. So, but thank you very much, Ray, for coming on here. If you guys have any questions for Ray, maybe you're watching this video after it was live. We'll repost it for you, of course. You can post them down here, and I'll get Ray to answer those questions, or I can answer them. We're here to help always. If you have any questions or you'd like to learn more about joining the team, you can go to www.sellmorehomesnow.info and get some more information there. And Ray, once again, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate your time here. As always, it's very entertaining. And we might have you on again because last time we got a bunch of questions, and people loved seeing you out there. And it's always great to be able to have you. So thank you for joining us.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, with that said, guys, I hope everybody has a great day. And let's go surf big. Talk to you later, guys. Take care.